So we're starting out with a white shirt. This shirt is sized 3T, and you're gonna need the shells. So I've linked in the description box these exact shells so you can print them out. Again, this is made specifically for the 3T shirt, so depending on what size of shirt that you're using, you can scale up or scale down. With an X-Acto knife, I'm cutting out the shell, just each individual part. You only need one of these cut out, but there are two in the template in case you mess up. You don't have to print it out again, and also to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. Here I have a piece of contact paper. Contact paper comes in a roll, but I just cut out a small piece, and this is just sticky paper. If you have sticker paper, that will work as well. So my contact paper is a little bit wrinkly on the paper side, but the backing is what you're going to take off. So as long as the clear part, the clear sticky part is nice and smooth, that's all that matters. And this shouldn't really happen to you. It just happened to my paper because I've had it for a long time. So now I'm tracing each part of the shell onto the back of the contact paper. And it might seem a little bit redundant to cut out the shells on the paper and then cut out the shell on the contact paper, but this is just the way that works for me. I find that it's very precise and it's just easier, honestly, to do it this way. So just trust me, it's gonna look good. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut out each piece of the shell. So you want to do one, and then you want to go ahead and do the other one. So then I cut out each individual shell as a whole, just like this, and I removed the backing from the contact paper and put the stencil where I wanted my shells to go. When I place the contact paper down onto the shirt, I take a blunt object. In this case, I'm just using the end of my X-Acto knife, and I really press in the contact paper into the shirt, and this is going to prevent any bleeding from happening when we go ahead and apply the paint. So once you have both of your stencils on your shirt, I just took my mini cutting board or cutting mat and put it inside the shirt to prevent any bleeding to go through the shirt onto the back side of the shirt. You can just use a piece of cardboard. And then I went ahead and covered any areas that might be out in the open, just because I am going to be using a spray fabric paint, and so I didn't want the spray to accidentally get to any place that I did not want it to get to. I also placed a small piece of contact paper between the shells since there was an open space there, and just all around it I'm just taping some paper. This is just printing paper, so it's a good time to go ahead and recycle your paper or magazines or whatever you have on hand. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm using spray fabric paint. This is the Tulip Color Shot Instant Fabric Color in the color purple. And I like this because it gives me an even coverage, it's easy to use, and when it dries nice and soft. My only tip with this is when you spray, don't spray in one area for too long because that does cause some bleeding, and you'll see that in my end result. So I typically wait around 10 minutes just because I'm pretty impatient. So after 10 minutes, I went ahead and I removed all of the paper and the stencils. And it's not a long process, but I just make sure that I'm super careful with this. And I left all of the clips in here of me removing the stencils and the tape, because I just think it's super satisfying when you see that pattern come through. It just looks so beautiful. So the shirt is done, and we're going to leave that to dry while we work on the pants. So this is my Mermaid scale fabric, and I love it so much, and I'll talk more about this later on. But first, we need to get a stencil going, or a pattern going for these pants. So I was making this outfit for my beautiful baby Beatrix, who you saw at the beginning of this video, and she's just so cute. She's a size 3T, so I just took some pants that she already had and I traced them. I left 3/4 of an inch at the bottom and about 1/4 of an inch on the sides. The part that is nice and straight is going to be your fold. And then the part with the peak, which is the booty part, that's where we're going to add the 1/4 of an inch to. And then we're going to go ahead and add an inch to the top as well for the elastic. The reason why we're adding a little bit in each side is because when we go ahead and sew it, it's going to make it a little bit smaller. So we want to make it a little bit bigger with the pattern so that when we sew it, it's the right fit and it's not too small, because that would not be good. So I went ahead and folded my fabric so that the right sides are facing each other, and the straight part is going to be my fold, and I wrote that down in my pattern so that I remembered. And I'm going to go ahead and pin the pattern to the fabric. So like I said, I love this Mermaid fabric. I have seen it online, but I personally buy it in downtown. But I have seen similar fabric, similar scale fabric at Joann's and at other crafting stores like Hobby Lobby. I think has some fabric similar to this, so you can pretty much find it anywhere nowadays. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. If you don't have a fabric store near you, I think searching for something similar to this online will be your best bet. So as you saw, I cut up my fabric, and when I open it up, this is what it looks like. This is one leg, and we want to cut out another piece just like this to make the second leg for our leggings. So I'm going to sew from the bottom of the leg to the peak of the booty part. And I just sewed it on with my machine. Just a straight stitch. I did 2 straight stitches. This fabric doesn't really fray, so I think 1 straight stitch would have been fine, but I just did 2 just in case. So you want to go ahead and sew that leg part on both of our pieces. And I have one piece that's inside out and the other piece is right side up. I'm going to go ahead and put my right side up piece on the inside of the leg that is inside out. I'm going to go ahead and arrange it and make sure that the peaks are nice and aligned, because now we are going to go ahead and sew this all together. So I'm going to go ahead and sew from the top of one edge to the bottom of the peak and then back up to the top, if that makes sense. So it looks like a V right now, and that's what we're going to sew. I'm very bad at explaining, you guys, but I'm a visual learner, so hopefully with this video you can see what I'm talking about. So once this is all nice and sewn, and we spread it out, you can see our leggings coming together. So now we're going to do the final touches. I'm going to go ahead and hem the bottom of the pants. Again, this isn't a fabric that will fray easily, so I didn't fold it twice. I just folded it once and then straight stitched it all around, and you can see how beautiful it looks. And now we're going to go ahead and add our elastic. So if any part of the top section was not sewn on straight, just like here I have a little bit hanging off, you just want to go ahead and cut that out and make that nice and straight. And you're going to take some elastic. The only elastic that I have at home is 1 inch fold over elastic, but you can use
any elastic that you have as long as it's 1 inch, because that's what we made our pattern for. So I have the leggings, and I'm using the leggings to measure out how much elastic I need, but you can also measure the elastic around the person that you're making these for a more accurate measurement. I'm going to go ahead and overlap the elastic a little bit, and then sew the two edges together, and this is what it looks like. And then I attach the elastic to the pants. So I just put it on and got my pins ready, and then folded the elastic inside of the waist of the top of the pants. And you just want to go ahead and pin on one side and then pin directly across to the other side. When you extend it out like this, you're going to have 2 pins on either side. Then you want to go ahead and pin the middle. And then from that pin, you want to pin the other side. And basically what we're doing is we are pinning the elastic, since it's a circle, we're pinning the pins across from each other so that it's an equal distance. And if the fabric scrunches a little bit, it's not going to scrunch more on one side and less on another side, but it's just going to scrunch all the way together. This is especially if your elastic is smaller than the waist of your pants. You just want to make sure that everything is equal. So I just ran this through my machine at a straight stitch, and you can see some of the elastic through, which is completely fine by me. So the pants are done, and when the shirt is dry, the outfit is complete. So now it is giveaway time. If you want to win this exact outfit, again, it is a size 3T. This shirt does fit a little bit loose, but that's just the style of it. But if you want to win this for your own baby or for a gift, a Christmas gift for somebody else, then 1, follow me on Instagram, and 2, in the comment section below, leave me your Instagram handle so that I can check that you are following me on Instagram, and let me know what your favorite part of any of the 3 Ariel movies is. This giveaway ends in 1 week, and I will announce the winner in 1 week on my Instagram and in the description box below. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Bye.